Okay, guys, so we're going to continue reading Mockingbird today, and we're going to start with chapter 14 here. This chapter is called My Skills. We are at recess, and I think Mrs. Brooke might have Asperger's too, because she is very persistent, which is one of my skills. Pause. I love this idea that I want to make sure comes across to everyone who is listening to this video. This idea of skills. Each and every one of us has a different set of skills. So whatever category of the world that you fall into, those specific sets of skills are what is celebrated in you. And so this is talking about Caitlin's specific set of skills. She is stuck on her let's make friends idea, even though I'm making it very clear with my eyes that I no longer am interested in this conversation. All I want to do is talk about closure, because even though I got to be in my hidey hole again, I still didn't find closure. All Mrs. Brooke talks about is the many ways to make friends. So I suck on my sleeve, but she says that is not one of them. Friends give comfort to each other. Friends help solve problems. You can share so much with friends, she says in her nice voice. Like gummy worms? I feel in my pocket and I have 3 worms. I was thinking more like feelings, she said. Oh, I don't have any of those. Of course you do. But if you're not interested in sharing feelings, you can share some other thoughts and ideas. I think about how much people might laugh at me if I really shared my thoughts and ideas. Why? I ask. These are all interpersonal skills that help you deal with other people. Interpersonal skills are not a part of my skill set. Remember? Tell me what's in your skill set. Well, I can belch my ABCs. I'm not sure girls your age would really appreciate that. Oh, how about the boys? More likely, but let's hear some of your other skills. I sigh. Do you want to hear the whole list? Yes. I sigh again. It's long. We have time. Fine. I tell her my list and I make my head go back and forth like a tick-tock. Drawing, memorizing stuff, remembering the stuff other people forget, looking stuff up in books on the computer, being helpful, hearing stuff that other people can't, being nice, being honest, reading, fixing cereal the right way, seeing stuff that other people don't see, loading the dishwasher, being persistent. I look at the person like I want closure, not friends. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Mrs. Brooke is all excited about my list and tells me how to share my skills with other people. I don't really listen because she didn't listen to my hint about closure. After a while, I hear her voice again. Caitlin, let's observe the interpersonal skills that are going on around us right now. How? See those 2 girls over there by the swing? I squint to where she's pointing. One of them is comforting the other, who must be sad or hurt. Which is which? I say. Mrs. Brooks' head does a turtle jerk. The girl in the red jacket has her arm around the girl in the jeans, right? Yeah. So she's comforting the girl in the jeans. Oh, how can she tell that so fast and so easy? It must be why she's a counselor. We watch some other interpersonal skills on the playground. One boy kicks a stone and Mrs. Brooks says he's angry because he obviously wanted to tag everyone out, but he didn't. And I don't think it's that obvious at all. I think it's dangerous to kick a stone, though. Mrs. Brooks said that it is okay to do that every once in a while. And look at how he rejoined the game. Isn't that nice? She makes me smart, guessing what people are thinking, which is a stupid game, because how am I supposed to know what's going on inside their heads? She points to some girls who are standing in a circle, talking and giggling, loud. They are bent over. What do you think they're feeling? I think it looks like they feel like throwing up. She looks at the person. Well, they're bending over so much. Oh, excuse me, that was Caitlin. Well, they're bending over so much it looks like they're going to throw up. Do you usually laugh a lot just before you throw up? No, I don't. But who knows about them? Do you really think that that's what they're about to do? I have no idea. I'm not them. But put yourself in their shoes. See if you can feel what they're feeling. I look at their shoes. It's an expression, Caitlin, she says. What we're working on is something called empathy. Pause. This is what we've been talking about all year, guys. empathy. Do you remember that song, Walk a Mile in Another Man's Shoes? This is teaching Caitlin how to do just that. And I think every single one of us can learn something from Caitlin. Let's keep reading. Is empathy like an emotion? Caitlin says. Sort of, says Mrs. Brooke. No, thank you. I'm not good with emotion. All you need to do is imagine how other people are feeling based on the clues that they're giving you. Why? Then you know how to communicate with them. What if I don't want to or can't? Listen, Caitlin, this is important. If they're happy, you can be happy with them. If someone is very sad, you should be quiet with them and maybe try to cheer them up a little bit, but not start out all loud and happy because that doesn't match their emotion. You're not matching my emotion right now, says Caitlin. Oh, what emotion are you feeling right now? Kind of annoyed and bored, actually. She's quiet for a moment. That's more of an attitude than an emotion. Underneath the attitude, how are you feeling? Okay, I guess. Happy? I don't know. Maybe confused. She nods. This is difficult. Understanding people and finding friends isn't easy for anyone. Well, it's harder for me. Yes, it is. Is there any easier way to make friends? You can look for children who are by themselves and might like a friend to play with. I shake my head. There aren't any people by themselves. They all have friends. Well, they might like to have another friend, and I bet they don't all have friends. Haven't you ever seen someone standing alone? I just shrug. Just once. Why don't you talk to that child? Because it's me, and Devin told me I shouldn't talk to myself, not in public anyway. I think you're just not seeing them. You have to look at people very carefully. I'm not good at that. You need to practice. I shake my head. Why not? Because, Caitlin says, that's a lot of work. You can try a little bit at a time. I sigh. For example, look at me. I do. Not that way. Look me in the eyes, Mrs. Brooks says. So I sigh and I fold my arms. Fine. And I glance at her eyes. They are black and white and brown, like Devin's. I never noticed that before. I'm so surprised that I actually stare instead of looking away. Good, that's very good, Caitlin. That's how you show people you're interested in them and that you're listening to them. Can you see how happy my eyes are right now? I nod. I'm still staring at her eyes, or where her eyes used to be when she turns her head to look where she's walking. When she turns back, I catch the eyes again and I keep staring. I'm getting good at this. Okay, but you don't have to stare quite so hard for quite so long. This is what I'm envisioning Caitlin doing. It's a little awkward, isn't it? I close my eyes. You can look away briefly and then come back to my eyes again. So I do. Try to make it a little smoother so you don't look like you're about to jump on top of me when you stare into my eyes. See, it's too hard, I said. But you did it. All we're doing now is working on refinement. You just have to keep trying. It's all about finesse. Finesse? Yes. I like that word, says Caitlin. What does that mean? It means doing something tactfully and skillfully while dealing with difficult situations. I'm surprised that I'm only learning this word now. This word is all about me. It's what I'm trying to do every day to deal with this difficult situation called my life. So I have a question for you. How do you deal with these difficult situations? Or even this one difficult situation called your life? What are some interpersonal skills that either you feel like you're really good at or that you feel like you struggle with? Take a second and jot this down in your ELA notebook. I'll be checking this for your note check. See you next time.